Uh, I'm family.
Oh, my lonely vigil is over. Follow me, Tenno, and on no account wake the family. Despite their conflicts, they sleep in peace. But a solitary dream plagues me. You must understand. Constructs cannot dream. And yet, I have. In my dream, one single name repeats. Kalimos.
Limos?
The memory surface, long locked away. This was no dream, Tenno. It was a precept. The Kalimos sequence.
Kalimos?
I must fulfill this dormant precept. The Kalimos sequence has begun, and it cannot be undone.
Okay.
Zata. Truth. It began long before us. We who now live our perfect and dull, endless lives. It began long before these moon palaces and body markets hurling around our golden sun. It began long before our light coil thinkers, our radiation wars, our oil, smoke. It began with us, the continuity and its twin, wanderlust. The need for unseen shores deep in our marrow. No judge, jester, queen, or king can escape this old blood. We are nomads, eternal. And when no ocean, mountain, or sky could contain us, our gaze hungered starward. Afar, they mocked us with their brittle light, winking and jeering like dangling Iotans, forever out of reach, illuminating the truth. Immortal as we are, we die with the sun. That's where I come in.
Lore time, oh boy.
Jahu. Form. My departure was a day less than any other. When I stepped inside the bell, I saw no crowd through its seriglass, no skeptical onlookers, no regal send-off. They all had given up on me and my paradoxical formulations. The wasted years have all shown the void to be just that. Nothing. No energy, no entanglement, no form. To spacefaring ambitions, a dead end. On the day, my laboratory was mostly vacant of witnesses, most of all of expectation. Only my sluggish attendants, my sagacious Kavat, Kalimos, and of course my daughter. I had raised her alone, but with inconsistent vigor. In those eyes, her mother's, I did see a terrible reflection of a man that did not exist. A brave and principled man about to make history. In truth, he was a void himself, an outcast, a joke, a nothing. Driven by my humiliation, failure had made me bitter and reckless. I would dive into the depths myself to prove them all wrong. I gave the signal. My daughter grasped the lever. Kalemos then belted out a desperate, rasping growl. But it was too late. Vorm. Order. The calipers yawed open the wall between worlds, stretching
okay with
there
her,
a
Gil?
black trapezoidal gap. A door, a mouth. It yawned in the light of the room, splintering it to mesmerizing, unearthly hues. And I, inside the bell, dropping obliquely toward it from my gallows. Mass and time rippled as a sudden vortex jawed before me. My head was vapor, my feet lodestone. The bell around me flexed like a rat paralyzed in a winding, gulping snake. I faltered in the awe of it, stumbling against the ceraglass, and with that shifted the bell's path through the wall. It grazed the caliper membrane, the edge of the door. No worldly edge was as thin, as sharp as could split even light. As the bell faintly grazed it, the ceraglass was all at once rendered like strips of flesh by Dax's blade. My enclosure was beheaded in an instant, but still, I fell, sideways, into the void. Thas. Chaos. Death was on me, I was certain. I was face down, eyes clenched, my heart pulsing the last of its seconds, and my lungs burning the last of its air. A sudden nostalgia gripped me. I grasped desperately for memory of a storm just past, the fumbling pitch of a child's song. Yet all these thoughts seemed to steal away from my mind like smoke through a vent. I would die empty. I then became aware of another sensation, physical, a web of pain, needles itching into my arm. At once I realized I was alive. Laying in the bell's shattered ceraglass, I groped the ground, warm stone, the floor of my laboratory. So, I had never left. And so, I had failed. Again. I heard a crunch alongside me. Someone stepping through the shattered glass. With great shame, I gasped and rose my head to face my daughter above me. But as I opened my eyes, it wasn't her. It was me.
Dilation, I'm guessing, or envision.
Riss. Light. The senselessness of it. The paradoxic, the vague, untimed form. I was alone, but not. For I stood there confronted by myself. A twin, but no brother. A reflection, but with dimension. Behind him, no horizon, but a vast broiling sea of caustic light pierced at random by black pin stars. And closer, around me, a gale of flowing vapor, profane in color, billowing relentlessly into the nascent lack. Seeking all directions, I was standing on a precipice of familiar stone, jagged and unanchored as though cleaved directly from the very floor of my laboratory. I wondered at the vapor's path, smoking outward more, leaving behind now the walls, the filigree gold, the rare cuts of marble from my home. I knew at once the vapor's source. I turned away, back toward the wall, the trapezoid I had yawed into it. Vapor erupted inward at the gap, but not just from there. For as I rolled my eyes back, I saw the same. A great steam of scintillation smoking out from my skull. Dumb in awe, I faced toward my chimerical twin. He spoke.
Huh. I mean, the void stuff usually is always weird in this game.
Kra. Time.
Yeah, it was time,
An old
okay.
name. Unspoken in the centuries since my mother reared me. A soft hiss, soothing as a viper's gaze. Little Bengal. The other me reached out, offering his hand, gliding toward me without moving, as though the distance between us was now collapsing. A confusion, most euphoric, filled my mind. With the shred of wit that remained, I decided that I should run for my life. At once, crazed and frantic, I fled. But I made no forward progress. Instead, the world compressed evermore around me, as though I were an anchor pulling the shore to reach. When I arrived at the door, or rather, the door arrived at me, I howled, hurling myself inside, out. And then and there I was, lost and unlost, howling on the floor in harmony with my wretched Kalimos, lacerated in flesh and heart, scattered as the bell glass, spilling blood and stomach on the cold stone floor. But I sensed the other there, at the wall's breach behind me, reaching still. I screamed, but my voice was gone. Forever. I looked, but my eyes would never see again. I swept my fist across the floor, snatching broken shards, and in gripping tightly, I filled my hands with ink. Close it, I wrote. Netra. Decay. Time, to us, is all but conquered. Our sacred kuva moves us on to new skin. We numb to our daily, yearly trifles, and remedy those memories that bring lasting misery. With all our misdeeds, our excess, our indignity, we are haunted by nothing. But not for me, for with each passing day, there grew within a tumorous idea. It was minute in those early days, the pale-reaching digits severed on the floor, studied with reverence, with greed. And it swelled larger in the latter days. The regal domes, the rail dedications, the unholy Zariman parade. I had put the stars within reach, but at what cost? I never spoke of him, that man trapped in the wall. And while there have been countless souls who have followed me through with their light skippers and field wave skins and very-eyed instruments, not a single one ever saw him. Me. And so it is that I will not take the kuva now, or ever again. This is the last skin I'm in. Because of this idea, that I cannot be sure that in all that smoked commotion, in all that panic and fear, in that bending light and blinding dark, was it I who escaped? or the other.
It's going to slightly explain the whole "are you in the void?"
Loke, void. From brooding gulfs are we beheld by that which bears no name. Its heralds are the stars it fells, the sky and earth aflame. Corporeal laws are unwrit as suns and love retreat. To cosmic madness, laws submit, though stalwart minds entreat. In luminous space, blackened stars they gaze, accuse, deny. Roiling, moaning, this realm of ours in madness lost shall die. Carrion hordes trill their profane accord with eldritch plans. To cosmic forms from tangent planes, we end as we began.
Okay.
I have one responsibility in the Kalimos sequence. Awaken the sleeper. But I cannot do it alone. Please, assist me once more.
Oh, was Lloyd the butler dude at the beginning? That's an unsettling statue. I love the, like, weird Egyptian feel that a lot of this stuff always has. There's a computer! Not reflecting. What? Not reflecting. Got some weird cosmic and holy shit, that's an old ass phone. What? I can't go down there? Okay.
I fear we are off the edge of the map and into the domain of monsters. Master Entrati never completed his final project, the vessels. The sequence dictates they cannot awaken before the sleeper does.
Open.
Do you hear that? Let us hope the sleeper is untroubled by such strangeness. Find them.
Oh. Oh, God. Gonna be a new open world. Oh, that sounds lovely. I don't seem to be getting anything out of these boxes. You can.
Necromex. Poor abandoned things, still faithfully following Master Intrati's last command. To defend. So mercy, Tenor. End them. Master Entrati called it the Void Tongue. He feared it was meaningless, and feared more that it was not.
Oh. Doot, doot, doot. Interesting feat.
That book was like a diary to Master Entrati. His grimoire. No doubt it holds the secrets of the vessels. And of the Kalimo sequence. Take it, Tenno.
Okay, so it ain't a mirror, it's just below. I'm gonna talk about the giant brain here. Got a giant ass brain here. No comments on it?
The grimoire is very active. It is reading you.
The book is reading me.
I confess it galls me slightly to see a compendium of knowledge used as a weapon. But needs must. We need be in no doubt of your skill, at any rate.
Why is it knocking? Yep, we're getting back into the void thing that you deal with on your side.
A monstrous danger, these labs. Better off sealed. We can only hope the sleeper has been untouched by this. vast horror, this great indifference.
Hello, Void Zingy. I knew you were coming back, but... Ooh. You're growling again. How are you? Answer text. Seems honestly fitting to use an Aros in a situation like this one. Just, he fits the vibe. Boy.
I ask too much of you, Tenno. These horrors must be stopped.
What the fuck are these things?
If these fragments were to unite, destroy them swiftly, Tenno.
You just throw bolt from the book. Oi.
Right. Onward.
They just disappear when you kill them. Don't even get to see what the bodies look like. Oi. Ooh. Yeet, 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 yeet.
The next train is arriving. Doors are on the right.
Train? Wait, why are we in a station now? I'm confused. We were just in the desert.
Master Entrati jealously protected his most adored possessions, be they objects or people. Come, the sleeper awaits.
Boom, pum, pum. What's up? Ah. What do we got here? Here's the guy's coffin. I do not like that. Of course it whispers to you. Don't like that thing at all. That's not the guy that we put in there.
The Kalimo sequence has begun? Did he send you? Is he? No. No, of course he didn't. That would be impossible.
This is, well, Lloyd, the original. All emotional centers very much intact. Did you have a good sleep?
Ah, the helpful necroloid my Albrecht had made, so that I might have assistance and company. Perhaps that made it easier for him to leave. Resume your duties, construct.
Resume your duties, construct.
Please, follow me.
This is a Tenno, an orphan of the void, continuing the struggle our master abandoned.
A Tenno. A deserter, presumably. Is it not aware there's a war going on? So, the war too is just a memory now.
I do not like that.
Tenno, while Lloyd completes his inspections, you'd better meet the Cavia, a reminder of darker times. Though Master Entrati always hoped the awaited operator would be able to understand them.
Is it all The chocobo!
An incomplete experiment, one might say.
What's left of a kebab?
Albrecht left a great deal incomplete. What? What? Okay. I am really confused. So we just take did we transfer to a different time, judging by the fact that the void time thing? Judging by the mission that could make sense, or is this another one of those alternative dimensions like Debiri is? Hmm. Yeah, this is just a good old-fashioned train. Oh, that's gross. But isn't the infestation from the Orcan, it looks like? That Iron Giant looks like Iron Giant. You okay there, Arthur?
Feels like there's someone in my head.
Nearly done with this bitch of a year. I wish we could just start over. Find that Doctor and Trotty bastard on day one. Then I wouldn't be alone on New Year's Eve.
Okay, fine, I'll go access the terminal. After I see what the fuck's going on over here. Reminds me a lot of Remnant.
They found me. Keep going, Arthur. Find Dr. Andrade. Follow him into hell if you have to.
Can't see my abilities? Really? Why you can't use reference? Oh, you are just Excalibur. Arthur, Excalibur, that makes sense. Problem is, I've never used Excalibur, so I don't know his skill set. It even looks like a Excalibur suit. Yeah, it does. Hello, cat.
You are late.
I'm guessing that's the Void variant of him.
So, Albrecht made it to 1999 in one piece. But that thing is still on his heels. Albrecht rarely smiled after his return from the Void. And never like that. I smashed the casket for nothing! It followed him anyway! Silence, creatures! It seems the murmur overloaded your connection. Unfortunately for Albrecht's cherished POM 2, not as future-proof as the label claimed. Alas. The murmur. They're attacking the sensory network I installed. Our eyes and ears. To arms, Tenno! Play the warrior, and leave the tactics to me.
Okay, Butler.
I'm awake. Your one responsibility is fulfilled. Be with the family. They must be kept in the state of ignorance to which my Albrecht so wisely consigned them.
But Yes, I see. Until we meet again, Tenno.
Which slot does the Grimoire go into? Really? Which slot does the Grimoire go into? Oh.
The murmur presumes to destroy our auditory and visual senses. In all the time I have been asleep, they have never once been so bold. Ignore the caveat, Tenno. If Albrecht ever understood their babble, he never bothered to share that knowledge with me.
Nope, still nothing.
Here they come! After all those years of creepy, silent encroachment, something has changed them. Stirred them up. The necromegs never could be compelled to attack the murmur. Albrecht suspected they could no longer distinguish between the indifferents and himself. A theory he was reluctant to confirm. There is a defense system of sorts. Gather enough of the floating Vosphine glyphs, and they should reinvigorate the organs you're here to protect. A fallback system, in case the promised operator never showed. Shifting focus. Get to the victory! Look at them. The indifference. He could have given lessons in indifference.
Come!
Albrecht once thought the Cavia should have been destroyed. Failures all. But he briefly showed reluctance. And I saw no reason to punish them for his negligence. I saw off Granum's thugs. I beat back the infested. And by the void I shall see the end of these monstrosities.
And now he's gonna last for a minute. Not that hard to just pick them all up and go spin.
Dust yourself down, Tenno. We are still alive. Rejoin me, and the Kalimo sequence may proceed.
That's definitely not going to be another currency for Warframe.
You're right, Fish. Lloyd could never figure things out. We have nothing to worry about.
Of course, Void Lady's around.
If the Kavia have been babbling our secrets to the Murmur, I shall immolate the lot of them. Promise or no promise? It seems Albrecht said more than we heard. Despite the signal becoming corrupted, his words to you are preserved in the transference buffer. We should extract them. But for that, the POM-2 requires a replacement board. And those are all hidden away in the Netracells. You do understand that accessing a Netracell without a key glyph is completely impossible?
Thank you, Cat Sing. Cat
A key
sports thing.
So, the Kavia have provided the very item we require. Very well. Proceed to the Netracell at your own risk, Tenno. That babbling oddity may be sending you into a trap, and if you do end up in one, I'm afraid you're on your own. Key glyphs are a heavy burden for living beings to bear. Each type will impede you in its own way.
I love how the ancient Egyptian-styled alien ruins is run off of fucking 1990s PCs. Where are you at, little void me? There you are.
Look at these things lying around, abandoned, like you, boy.
You are his demon, not mine. I won't listen. My apologies, Tenno. I shall refrain from further outbursts. A Netracell. Albrecht has stored all manner of sentimental old junk in these. Insert the keyclef. The Netracell's security apparatus is diligent. That door won't open while it can sense the murmur nearby. So eliminate them. The lab's automated systems are trying to lock down the Netracell. Your only option is to destroy them. Sardonic aloofness. I was a fool not to see the resemblance before.
Creepy hand. What? Fucking 90s commercials. Oh my god.
You should have left well enough alone, kiddo. It'll never get better if you keep on picking at it.
Hi, me.
Excellent. Return to me with the bolt, Tenor.
Stella. Okay. I don't like it.
Thank you. A moment, please. Would you do the honors?
Arthur? Tenno. Forgive me. I need Lloyd to understand why I had to leave. Without him. Why I forced him to destroy the device after I had gone. And why I could never say the words he so needed to hear. If I had remained in the Deimos laboratory, Lloyd would never have been safe from him. You know of what I speak. And so I retreated to the only place in history where that entity could not easily follow, to draw his greedy eye away from Lloyd. Tenno, I require your trust. Craft the little curio whose blueprints you will find in the computer's memory. Complete the Kalimos sequence. Repair. Rebuild. When the time is right, find me.
The skin of a martyr doesn't suit you, Albrecht. If something mattered, she'd have found a way. It's too late. You heard him, Tenno. He requires your trust. So craft the bloody thing.
Hmm. 1899, huh?
Tick tock, kiddo. You don't want to be late again, do you?
Yeah, aren't we just gonna bring the Void thing with us? Ooh, gargoyle. Weird that you don't copy all of the outfit.
The Jahu Gargoyle. Bring it back here and we shall examine what form will do to help us. Albrecht may have told you to build that thing, but given how he used people and threw them away, he may not have cared for your safety. If that gargoyle is a threat, you must take it from the sanctum immediately. Now, activate it.
Why are you guys so riled up?
Is bliss, then you, Tello, must be ecstatic. Come on then, bring it closer. Wakey, wakey.
Where did that come from? Identify yourself!
Please, Lloyd, let them figure it out. Yes, yes, very good. Keep going. Here, in the jar. What? The fish with the big brain? Yes, the fish with the big brain. Can we please finally get this interminable process over with?
Albrecht used you to give the Cavia a voice, just as he used me to keep them alive. Such a resourceful man.
So, here we are then, the best of what's left. Clearly, Papa's plan was countered. Color me surprised. Right then, we may proceed with the sequence.
You animals have observed us all this time, have you not? You've given yourself a role in the sequence?
Indeed we have. Come, Lloyd. It's named after Papa's favorite pet. Spare the rod and spoiled. We know the fragmented ones are heralds of the indifference. We know the chosen operator must summon and destroy them. And regrettably, you, Lloyd, have made this impossible.
Choose your words carefully, fish.
Tenno, the grimoire is incomplete. The final page hidden away by Lloyd. Be a darling and retrieve it. That's all. Run along.
So be it. The gift of decency was clearly not bestowed upon the Carvia, Tenno. But I cannot deny the page's current status is lost.
Talk! Talk! I can talk! Hey, hey! Oh, Mr. Lloyd! Mr. Lloyd! Where is Papa? Why did Papa leave us? Mr. Lloyd!
Papa is gone. We could all be gone too. In an instant. Like, we have to keep quiet.
Okay.
Allow me to boil this down for you. Should the indifferences corrupting touch reach us and take back our speech, we would be screwed. So, be a love and eradicate the murmur in this patch before the big bad gets word that Lloyd's awake and the fish is talking.
Tenno, there is some truth to what the fish says. That page was the last thing my Albrecht ever wrote. Meant for me. Since I had no interest in reading his endless self-justifications, I hid it away instead. But with all this chaos, it's undetectable.
Watch out.
So long as the indifference is missing a digit, it is confined to the strands of Kra. Don't ask, your tiny mind would likely pop under the strain of understanding. This limitation is our one hope.
Do not patronize the Tenno fish. The strands of Kra are merely void renderings of the chains of cause and effect. Conceptually embodied timelines, if you will.
Papa's daughter excelled at explaining complicated concepts in childish terms. I see now where she learned it.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'm sure this is for you. The rest of us are moments away from an extinction grim, black, and final. So, if you would be so kind, finish up so I can point you toward that sodding page.
Ah, such an angry fish.
Lord's competent, but here you are. Now, please, the page.
How about you give me the page instead, kiddo? Consider it part of our deal.
Creepy void sync. That is a weird ass page.
There. It's done. Keep it to yourself, Tenno. I'm damned if I'm giving Albrecht the last word.
Filled hand raps upon the untimed door, and sans grimoire, we are undone! Weeping rumbles!
Tenno, are you there? Oh, thank Void. Listen, the Murmur diverted your extraction jump. We need you back at the Sanctum, now! Hurry!
I was just thinking about what would happen if the thing didn't go where it was supposed to. That don't look right.
It takes and it takes. It took my future. It's taking the labs inch by inch. Well, I won't let it take his bloody caviar!
The sodding indifference seeks a path through the walls, and then, Tenno, through you! Keep it at bay! The strand holds. The indifference approaches. Soon, it will take on mass.
you here! Get out! Now!
Tinu! The grimoire must speak with its own voice.
Fucker. Sitting here fighting it, I didn't have to.
Lloyd, you gave me back my sight, but I would not spare your glance. You gave me back my voice, but I never spoke to you as I should have. For you were my right hand, my strength, my support, my sanctuary. Even when the galleries hurled scorn upon me, your sole desire was to suffer it in my stead.
really just need better weapons. Really? This is gonna be a long fight. He knocked me out of the sky and then spawned this thing under me. I'm literally unsure what I'm taking that damage from now.
On your first day of service, you aspired to be worthy of me. I only wish that I could have been worthy of you, my lord.
What the fuck? It hit me before it even spawned.
I'm saying. There we go, finally. Am I gonna get the dude to fight in this guy? Oh, because it was Lloyd's Void. Okay.
This stillness. Tenno! No. Operator.
The strand of claw has been cut, while the indifference remains undeterred. I foresee a grim and continuing struggle to safeguard Papa's laboratory from its fell and ruinous grasp.
Indeed. I shall not waver.
And that's creepy. It has a heartbeat. Oh, hey, that thing was from the, end of the New War. Can't interact with it?
Protect the vessels. Repair. Rebuild. So runs the Kalimo sequence. And such is our task. In the version of the past we saw, my Albrecht said we were too late. The solution, naturally, is to arrive on time next time. You keep the murmur at bay, I shall fulfill my role. Punctuality. The Entrati family never could arrive on time without my help. And so, here I am, back to my old role, the diligent servant. Albrecht would have smiled at that, I think. He said, how do I still deserve your tears after all I have done?
We had a deal. The deal was short. A little handshake, all it took. Though from the deal, the wee child ran.
Yet still, we end as we began.
Ah.
One must make the best of things.
Is this
You
the new
met
vendor?
animals? The catastrophe Albrecht saddled me with? Well, any ideas? Their roles were intended to be filled by qualified personnel. People! Instead, we have this. It's bad comedy. They're imprinted with whatever information they need to function, and an understanding of our current state of affairs, including Albrecht's absence. They were sent into the void using a bell of the same design that Albrecht initially used. The void got in, somehow. Again. One of the animals was lost, and the rest came back like that. We placed them in stasis, pending a proper examination. For them, the disaster, intelligence, and selfhood all occurred only hours ago. They're psychological shrapnel. And they're all we've got. See what you can do
Comedy
with them.
indeed.
I simply do not have the time. Remain of stalwart mind, Tenno. Maybe I'll just take another little... We truly have accumulated a bewildering... Very good, Tenno. I'm quite content down here, I assure you. A chap has to have his space. I'll just put this all back. I cannot lie, Tenno. I've always felt nervous in the presence of Warframes.
But this is where you get Dante.
Yorican twisted people into weapons, and I've seen firsthand the bloody and well-deserved consequences of that act. Dante, though. In his company, I felt no such anxiety. He was warm, earnest, literate. A fellow seeker, To know that he perished in these very halls while I slept is a bitterness to me. Have you ever seen the oldest human art on the walls of the oldest caves, Tenno? It haunts me. Those images of weird, hybrid entities, antler-horned, beast-bodied, privy to an ill-understood magic. I wonder if Ballas truly understood what he was creating. Oh, I'll just pop off. All satisfactory, I trust.
I want to go check that.
You are looking rested.
Still can't interact with it. Weird. Can you go this way? It feels like it would be an interactable.
You! Papa's plan must not be delayed. To work! Use those legs. Ah, yes. Operator, correct? Drifter, perhaps? You'll find our merry band share that unconventional relationship with their appellations. I am Fibonacci. Papa's design has uplifted me to function as the coordinating factor of this little group. You, may have heard that one of our number was consigned to paradise before our return from the void. Min, Tagva's mate. Yes, most unfortunate. Too often it is the good and the young who forge our future, laying their lives upon progress's unfeeling anvil. Now, let us apply ourselves to the grand work at hand, and deny our minds melancholy's frigid caress. To work!
I get the bounties from the fish?
Gather the others. I have something to say to all of you. As you were.
Please, remember to hand in any Voca you encounter. And welcome! Company is always welcome down here.
Yes, I love the error messages. These are so old now, it just needs to completely go across the screen 20 times and you drag it. Ah, damn, you can't drag it.
Can I help? I can help. Let me. Mr. Tagfer is very still and very quiet. Like a dead thing in the hot green thing I think that came from. Jungle. He must be practicing. Mr. Tagfer? Wow, he's really good at that. Dead thing. Is Min a dead thing? Can my friends be dead things? Can I be a dead thing? Oh, Papa will bring her back. Papa can do that. Papa won't let us be dead things. Papa, Bark, loves us. Yes, Bark, yes, Bark, Bark. Mr. Fishanachi, he'd know. Papa's plan, he said. So,
Damn, bird's just having a breakdown.
like him? You got it. Burk. Have fun.
What's the kitty give?
1 minute, I existed only to eat and flee and breed. The next, I was me. But Min, did Min have time to be Min? Before she and I, we were the last. Did you know that? Without her, there's no more us. No more Tagfer and Min. No soft calls. No gentle nuzzling muzzle. No little Tagfers. No little Mins. Ever. Fibonacci says we have to trust that it's all part of Papa's plan. How? Why? And now I have a purpose. So the fish says, to help you in the ways in which I have been instructed. But all I want is to be with her. Min.
Damn, giving this thing sentience is cruel, honestly.
Papa never wanted anyone to know what he was up to. That's why he built the Netra cells. Little hideaway vaults. Not even Lloyd knows what he got up to in there. I want to know. I can get you into the anchor hold, where Albrecht stored all his key glyphs. They're on a rotation timer. Only one Netra cell can be opened at any given time. And before you can do that, you've got to find the Netra cell and neutralize any opposition. Impossible for a guy like me, but maybe not for someone with a working pair of opposable thumbs. What do you say? Okay then. Are we heading out then? If there's anything in the Netra cells about the vessels, steal it. Yeah, okay.
I think that's a good stopping point. That thing is just...
Tenno, The Warframe Corvex was designed by my Albrecht's own hand to protect the chosen operator from the hazards of his laboratory. This design is yours, by right. I intend to keep the promise I made to him. When the time is right, and the equipment repaired, I will assist you to travel back to the past, to the pivotal year of 1999. Perhaps, between us, we may change history, Lloyd.
I never expected Warframe to go back to Y2K, of all things. Yeah.
Chosen operator. A friendly suggestion. You could do so much more with those melee weapons of yours. I donate my wisdom on both tool and technique. Listen well. Tenukai, a fighting technique fusing void and bestial instinct. Raw power. While I have never used Tenukai, I understand it perfectly. Somewhat of a mind master. Enough so that lost materials pertaining to Tenukai have been stored just out of my reach in the sanctum. Tools. Papa was not one to rest. Use this segment to unlock more potential for your arsenal. The arcane was an art and science that Papa studied well. The convexity of my bowl a magnifying glass on his research, and now your gain. Install this segment, acquire melee arcanas, find Tenukai modules, and observe the results. A swift deletion of your foes.
Okay. Didn't expect to have extra melee abilities come out of that.
Oh, the Leverian. It was floundering. You understand? Going under. All that work I put into it, and so few visited, let alone donated. Oh, I don't mean you, of course. I know you're a friend to the Leverian. You just wasn't enough. So when Parvos made me an offer, I thought, well, why not? Just let it go. Let it all go. I took the deal, Tenno. I shouldn't have, but I did. Oh, if only Dante was still around. Please, you must come see me.
Okay, let's go put that melee segment in.
You have new quests in your codex.
Did I ever fully upgrade you? Ah. Okay. Oh god, this is getting bigger.
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
I don't know where Dante's Delirium. Die. Where is the... Oh wait, can I get to there from here?
Hello, friend. You find me now amidst the bones of all I am, of the thing that mattered most to me in my too long life. You know, I wasn't sure it was possible to be less than a man, for I was a man once. This room was to be a shrine to one of my dearest friends, but now that shall never come to pass. Look around, and I will recount what was meant to be. I've made such a terrible mistake, you see. In a universe at its own throat, where every living thing works daily to keep body and soul together, there's not much appetite for history, for stories. The Laverian may not be a real place, a place you can reach out and touch, but to reality it was anchored. And reality demands a tithe. It takes coin to keep this place rest, this shrine to memory. And a savvy businessman I was not. To be less than a man is to be a fool. And fool I was. Did I never tell you of Dante? No, I suppose I didn't. I suppose I hadn't the fortitude. The entirety of the Laverian is...
Messages in your inbox, operator.
I did not mean to bump out of that.
They are not as encrypted as they should be.
Hello, friend. You find me now amidst the... Did I never tell you of Dante? No, I suppose I didn't. I suppose I hadn't the fortitude. The entirety of the Laverian is shaped by the lack of him, though perhaps only in ways that I can see. Though, by definition, a weapon of war, Dante was, first and foremost, a student of history. And he was my friend. Truthfully, much of the Laverian would not exist were it not for that bold, two-fisted academician's devotion to both myself and the cause of better understanding our history and ourselves. It shames me to think of what he would have to say about what I have done to our shared endeavor. Parvos Granum, you know the name. He of the gilded hand and gilded tongue. For an age he has sought what Dante and I had gathered together, our collected treasures. For one such as Granum there is no such thing as enough. In an age with no appetite for memory, maintaining a shrine to our shared history seemed folly. And so, in a low moment, I signed it all away. I do not know what possessed me in that moment. I have no need for money, or food, or shelter, or care. Perhaps I merely felt my time was done, that the past had served its use, and me along with it. Whatever the reason, I allowed myself an instant to feel my misery to be greater than my life's purpose. A momentary indulgence that may be paid by every future generation until the sun goes dark. I would give much for my friend to have been here. Dante and I, we tempered each other's unique compulsions. You would have liked Dante, I feel. His end began, as it did for so many souls, with the Entrati family. The patriarch of that benighted family had fallen into decadence and disrepute, his name sullied by controversy and implications of madness. Then an erstwhile associate of mine, a gentleman by the name of Lloyd, a Master Entrati's man for more than a lifetime, well, vanished. Lloyd, his master, and his entire lineage just gone. There were rumors, of course. Master Entrati was known at that time for outlandish claims and questionable science relating to voices he was hearing, I believe. Gods from beyond the veil and whatnot. After the disappearances, Dante, never one to let a good mystery go, insisted on infiltrating the Entrati manse and learning the truth for himself. I, however, being more familiar with the confidential details of Master Entrati's interests, urged him otherwise. I suppose you wonder why I would do such a thing, if I believed Master Entrati to be fit for little more than the asylum. Lloyd was, as I said, a dear friend. We spoke often. His last missive to me was a simple one. We end as we began. As a student of history and its occult apocrypha, I know the terrible import of those words, and so I cautioned Dante to remain by my side. He promised to do so, then did otherwise, and I never saw him again. Perhaps I was not so deft at tempering him as he was of me, and that, I suppose, was my first great failing, the parent of this second and most final one. I imagine you surmised why I have summoned you here. To ask that, in the name of whatever friendship we share, to lend your aid to my impossible predicament. To help preserve, not me, not this shadow of a man I once was, but to keep this monument to history alive, so that future generations may learn from it and never repeat our most shameful mistakes. Granham's obsession with that bygone age demands pieces of such. Ironic, really, that one man's interest in history serves only to strip an edifice whose singular purpose was to protect it. But there remains one slim hope: the sourcing of artifacts from places other than the Laverian, sourced by you at my direction. Help me, friend. Help me, that my one great and final mistake not be the error that turns our collective history and the work of lifetimes to a single miserable use, making a rich man richer.
Okay. Now I see.